Yo, what's good everybody? It's your boy Malcolm and I am back for another video, and in today's video we are going to be talking about one of the most hated characters in all of anime, Sakura. So I've actually had this debate a lot of times before. A lot of people feel as if Sakura is just the worst character ever. She gets so much unwarranted hate that it makes absolutely zero sense to me. So today I really want to lean in and talk about why Sakura does not deserve most of the hate she gets. And I'm gonna be real, she might deserve a small portion of it. Who doesn't? But the mass majority of the hate that y'all send to Sakura, it's just not true and it's just not necessary. But before we go any further, make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. It will help me out a ton. I'm trying to get more consistent on this page. I'm trying to post at least once a week. Has that happened every single week? No, but I'm trying to post at least once a week. So please follow and we'll have some fun together. Also, if you don't already, make sure to check out my anime podcast where me and my homies talk about the newest in anime news every single week, all the cool stuff that's happening, all your favorite shows, Solo Leveling and all that. Make sure to check it out. And I got another podcast where we talk about everything, life, relationships, hip hop. It's super fun. It's called Thunder Talks. Check that one out too. As we all know, Sakura has had a pretty interesting story. She started off as the third member of Team 7 with Naruto and Sasuke and Kakashi being their teacher. She's always been the smartest of the group, but when it came down to combat skills, she was definitely lacking to say the least. Naruto and Sasuke did pretty much all the fighting for her, and she did close to nothing the entire OG series of Naruto. If I remember correctly, I think in the OG series of Naruto, she only used jutsu 3 times, all of which were substitution. As time went on, Sakura realized she was pretty useless and decided to go train under Lady Tsunade, and she ended up being the best medical ninjutsu user ever. And not only that, but she did become one of the strongest ninja to come out of Konoha. Whether you agree with that or not, that's for a different video, but the facts are facts. A lot of the criticism that y'all have for Sakura are just absolute bullshit, and we'll talk about and debunk those in a minute. But I do want to be real in this video and talk about a lot of the valid criticisms that come with her. The first valid criticism, and it's not a reason to hate, but yes, she was ridiculously weak. If we're talking about the OG series, if we're looking at all the genin that started off in the show, I would say she's probably the weakest. If not the weakest, she might be tied for the weakest with Ino. It was pretty pathetic how weak Sakura was. Now granted, she did make up for that weakness with her overall just intelligence and smarts and her mastery of chakra, but does it really matter if you've mastered chakra if you don't really use it? Like, yeah, you can climb up trees and do all that, but you can't really fight nobody. So what's the point? That is a very valid criticism. I will say it's not really a valid criticism now because she was very weak, but if we're talking about current Naruto, she's probably stronger than most of your favorite characters, but I get that is a valid criticism for past Sakura, for sure. Another valid criticism is definitely her insecurity in the early arcs. Because as a ninja, you do need to have a certain level of confidence about you. You need to believe that you can do things. And she spent a lot of their missions scared or off to the side or not really doing anything. And that held her back a lot. Granted, as we talked about, she was very weak, so these insecurities were valid, but you can't really let those insecurities hold you back when it comes down to being a ninja and getting missions done. She wasn't doing it. Once again, that's another criticism that was solved later down the line, but it was a very valid criticism at the time. Personally, I think the most valid reason to hate on Sakura, and you can still hate on it to this day, is her just overall obsession with Sasuke. Even in OG Naruto, I never really understood her obsession with Sasuke. Like, I guess he was this cool, mysterious character, but he never gave her the time of day. And yeah, I get it. It was probably just some juvenile schoolgirl crush, but even as time went on, she kept up this obsession and just didn't let it go. Everyone else moved on. Y'all know Sakura and Ino used to beef about Sasuke. They was down for Sasuke, but even once we got to Shippuden, Ino realized like, this isn't the guy for me. He's never showed me any attention. He doesn't care about anybody himself. He is a international terrorist. Time to let him go. Sakura never did that, and I think that is very weird. Like, this man was running around the world just murking people, pulling up on the 5 Kage summit. He tried to kill her. Like, why are you still obsessed with this man? Let him go. And I think that that's still a valid reason to hate on her even today, because she went on and married Sasuke, had a kid with Sasuke, even though, like, yes, we know that Sasuke's supposed to care about Sakura or whatever, but there was no real reason to marry him. Like, I get it. Sasuke's a good guy now. I like current Sasuke, but from Sakura's perspective, he still didn't really give her that much of a time of day. Like, right after he got let out of prison, he went on his little mission or whatever. He came back. I think they had a date or two. Then they had a kid and he was gone for 8 more years. Like, this dude is not a good husband. So I will say her obsession with Sasuke is definitely a valid reason to hate. I will give y'all that one for sure, because I agree with that. But let's talk about some of the common misconceptions about why y'all be hating on Sakura that I just don't get, and I don't think they're fucking valid. So let's get into it. One reason that I see a lot of people hate on Sakura even today in 2024 is because of the time she was talking to Sasuke about Naruto, and she made fun of Naruto for being an orphan. She basically said, like, Naruto doesn't know what to do. He's an idiot. He doesn't have any parents who knew how to raise him, and that's why he acts crazy.
He doesn't have a mother or father. No one to teach him right from wrong.
And a lot of people go,
I can't believe she said that. Why would she talk about an orphan to another orphan? And Sakura sucks. I hate Sakura.
Get over it. First and foremost, how could you still hate on Sakura about that conversation that happened when they were 12? Do you mean to tell me that as a 12-year-old, you have never said something wildly stupid, insensitive, mean, or whatever? Like, I'm not here to defend what she said about Naruto. Yes, it was ridiculous to make fun of him for being an orphan, but she was a fucking child, bro. We've all said crazy things as a child that we didn't truly understand. Do y'all believe that adult Sakura would go and say that shit again? No, she wouldn't, because she understands it was dumb. It's not a good reason to hate on her. And then even talking about how stupid it is saying,
why would she complain about an orphan to another orphan?
I don't think she knew Sasuke was an orphan, or she wouldn't have said it. All Sakura wanted was Sasuke's approval and love. So if she knew he was an orphan, she wouldn't in a million years make fun of orphans to him. She was a child. It was just a dumb childlike mistake. So whenever I'm talking to Sakura haters and they're like, I hate Sakura for what she said about Naruto and why she said that to Sasuke, blah, blah, blah. It's like, bruh. Just get over it. Like, get over yourself. They were kids. It was some dumb child shit. Like, it's really not that serious. Another reason that people hate on Sakura so much is because of the time she lied to Naruto and told him that she loved him. People are always saying, how could she do that to Naruto? It didn't even help. It did this, blah, blah, blah. Look, I get it. I'm in no way defending what she did, because yes, that wasn't really a good thing to do. However, we do all understand that that was an action taken out of good intention for her friend Naruto. Was it the right thing to do? No. But in the moment, with the information that she had, I completely get why she would come to that conclusion and try to save Naruto in that moment. Sakura thought that the reason why Naruto was going this far for Sasuke was because of the promise that she made him make to her way back when they were Genin. She made him promise that he would bring Sasuke back. So while Sakura was trying to rationalize, why would Naruto do this? Why would he go so far to bring Sasuke back? That was the reason, and she felt guilty. Naruto was consistently putting himself in the face of danger day after day after day because she said so. You gotta remember, Naruto has said on multiple occasions that his ninja way, is never going back on his promise. So she did not want him to have to go back on that promise. She knew that he would never go back on that promise, and she knew the only way to get him to stop was for him to think that that promise didn't matter anymore. So yeah, she did lie to him in that moment and say, I don't love Sasuke anymore. I love you, because that was her way to try to get Naruto to stop putting himself in the way of danger, to let it go. Because she thought he didn't even really want to do this anyway. He's just doing it for me. Now, granted, was that a bad thing to think? Yeah, because we all know that Naruto, he was partially doing it for Sakura, but for the majority, he was doing it for himself because he did really want to save that. But Sakura didn't know that, especially after a conversation she had with Sai. Because when she talked to Sai a couple of days before, she was wondering, like, why is Sasuke going this far? And Sai was like, yeah, that promise that you made him make, I don't know what the promise was, but that shit is a curse mark. Like, you put a curse on Naruto with that shit.
I don't know what you said to Naruto. It's like a curse mark.
Of course she's gonna feel concerned and guilty after that. She loves him, not in that way, but as a friend, and she doesn't want him to keep putting himself in the way of danger because of her. So was that a bad thing to do? Of course it was. It was a bad thing to do. But she thought it was the right thing to do in that moment, so I can't particularly fault her for it. And another reason why it's not a good reason to still hate on Sakura today in 2024 is Sakura wholeheartedly understands that that was the wrong thing to do now. If you think that's something she would do today, you're sorely mistaken. She clearly knows that that was the wrong thing. In the moment, she thought that was the best way to try to save Naruto, but Naruto's speech and just, time has showed her that that wasn't the right thing to do. That was the bad way to go about it. And she knows that, and she has grown from those actions. So to still hate on her to this day for those actions, it just doesn't really make sense. It's dumb. I'ma just be honest with y'all. It's dumb. Probably one of the biggest things I see when I'm seeing Sakura hate is that Sakura is useless. That could not be further from the truth. As I said earlier in this video, Sakura did indeed start off useless. She is nowhere near useless anymore. If we're talking about the strongest in Konoha at the end of that show, Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura is in third place. Cry about it. For those that are still using Sakura being useless as a valid critique on her character, you look dumb because she's just not. And maybe that just comes from you guys not understanding how strong the 100 healings technique is. I can make a video on that at a later date, but if y'all think she's still useless and still weak, you're sorely mistaken. What's so confusing to me is I never really see people calling Tsunade weak, but Sakura is stronger than Tsunade. She is Tsunade's successor and she has surpassed Tsunade. So I don't get why y'all still call Sakura useless and weak when nobody really calls Tsunade useless and weak. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't know what that's all about. Y'all just are looking for reason to hate Sakura, but her being weak ain't one of them. And that's another thing when we're talking about Sakura hate. Sakura gets so much hate in the present, even though most of the things you guys hate on her for were in the past. You guys hate on her for stuff that happened in the OG series and earlier on in Shippuden, but how come y'all don't hold that same energy for Sasuke? Like y'all are consistently talking about how Sakura is so weak or how she complained about Naruto being an orphan or when she told Naruto she loved him. Yeah, those are all things that were valid to hate on her for, but she's clearly grown from them. And for some reason, y'all can't understand that, but y'all can understand Sasuke's growth perfectly fine. Like, I would look crazy if I sat up here and I was like, yeah, I hate Sasuke because he's an international terrorist. Y'all would be like, well, he's not an international terrorist anymore. He's grown from that. He's not evil anymore. Yeah, he's not evil anymore. And Sakura isn't those things either, so why are y'all still hating about it? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like Sakura is one of the best characters in the show. She really did get ignored for way too much of the series, and that's on Kishimoto. But to just give her as much hate as she does, it doesn't make sense. She gets way too much hate. Y'all need to bring that hate somewhere else because Sakura just doesn't deserve it. She became the top medical ninja. She played crucial roles in the biggest fights in the show. And she's just overall a good character, a good friend, a good mom. And y'all give her way too much hate. I would love to hear if y'all disagree with any of my reasonings. Make sure to throw them in the comments because I would love to debate about it. I could talk about Sakura all day. I think while she's not one of my favorite characters, I think she's just a very interesting character to talk and debate about. So definitely let me know in the comments. And if you have not done so already, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. It will help my page out a ton. I'm on the road to becoming a YouTube partner. Also, last thing, I like making these videos, but I want to make sure that these videos are about things that y'all want to talk about. So also put in the comments different video ideas, shows y'all want to hear me talk about, characters y'all want to hear me talk about, topics. I would love all those. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. Hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.